In this video, we are going to look at the power of metadata and how it can be used for a variety of workflows in the context of a media management system. So we will cover how metadata can be used for better search experience and organizing assets in different hierarchies than just folder-based hierarchies. We'll also look at how metadata can drive automatic video clipping. And then finally, we'll cover workflow automation using metadata as trigger. For most people, metadata is something that they use every day when they perform a Google search. So for example, if I were looking for all the assets that had doctor in them, maybe a surgeon doing a surgery or a doctor looking at a prescription, when I perform a search, like I do with Google, I'm actually searching based on metadata that informs me about the assets. So Evolfin has great support for searching using metadata, and best way to demonstrate that would be to look at searching based on filters. So for instance, if I were looking for assets based on a certain keyword, say I was looking for asset that matched soccer clubs, I could click on this filter and it now narrows the view to all the assets that have a keyword set to soccer club. Within this, maybe I'm interested in only videos that are MP4, so I can apply a second level filter that is again based off metadata to narrow the view to specific videos. As an editor or as an archivist, also I can use metadata. So if I open up this asset browser tool, and as an archivist or as a media manager, maybe I'm looking for all the assets that were ingested from a specific location. Perhaps I'm looking for assets that were ingested from Boston. So I can just type in the metadata, the field that I'm looking for, and this is a more structured search where I'm not doing a Google-like search, but just to demonstrate the power of metadata. So this will go and do a very precise search and find me all the assets that were ingested from Boston location. That is another way of using searching with metadata. Next, let's take a look at how you can use metadata to organize your assets. Now you can organize your assets using folder structure like I have here, but what if you wanted to use metadata to organize your assets? So we're going to take a look at a feature called collections that can make use of metadata. So I'm going to look at a collection called Evolfin brand images. And as you can see from this collection, I'm able to locate all the assets in this collection that have multiple metadata fields applied to them. So number one here is path. So I'm looking for, say, images that were in the library under this folder. File type, of course, is images. And I'm looking for assets that are images in that specific path, but they have a brand metadata field tagged to Evolfin now. So using these three different metadata filters, I'm able to construct a search and feed that into a collection and organize my asset based off metadata. So I don't have to have a single dimension of folder structure. That's what most people are used to when they've been working with file systems or folders or Dropbox. They have folder structure to locate assets. But with metadata, you have the second, actually multiple dimensions to locate your asset. Okay, so if I wanted to look for assets, videos, and I wanted to automatically clip them, that's the concept we are going to look at here. So let's say I search for assets that contain Coca-Cola logo, and I performed a search. I found a couple of files that have the Coke logo. I click on this file, and that brings me to a video that shows all the points where Coke shows up. So if I click at any of these locators, I can jump straight to the video where the Coke logo shows up. So this is great. Now I want to automate my video editing experience. So I can use the metadata to create subclips. So I click on this clip, and then I want to create a clip based off logo. So I can come in here, filter and say, hey, I want all the points where not logo, but Coca-Cola shows up. I select that, and then I can download a clip that contains all the moment where Coke shows up. So I just click on download, and a moment this will process the video and bring down the assets. So suppose I wanted to have a simple workflow where if metadata changes in the MAM, Evolve and Zoom, I want to take that asset and create an image tweet in Twitter. So I can use, if I have metadata in the system, like there is an evolving metadata called publish, if that value is set to Twitter, then what I would like to do is automatically trigger publishing this into Twitter. And I can create a custom tweet that picks up metadata from Evolvin based on a social description metadata field. It even gets a URL from Evolvin. And once I set this up, using the metadata, the system will keep on checking if assets are marked for publishing to Twitter. It'll automatically push the assets into Twitter as a tweet. So that's an example of how metadata can be used to automate workflows